Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Property Management Series. Um, we are so glad to have people who have joined us already in this session, and we are looking forward to having more as we proceed. As we have started this session now, we have some people joining us already. Good afternoon, Mr. Abdullah BUBA. Good afternoon, Ms. Blossom, Mr. Levi, Mr. ONAYEMI, and Miracle. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. This is going to be a wonderful edition in which we have taken our time out to select a particular topic, and the essence of today's property management series is to inform people, especially the people in the facility management industry, real estate industry, the affiliate marketers who are into energy, who are partners with prepaidmeter.ng in promoting our services to our potential clients. So today's topic is the importance of energy planning in residential communities. Now we know that a lot of communities now, a lot of estates now, a lot of real estate developers, have crafted a new way of uh, development. They are bringing into existence modern type of buildings in which they are providing services that we were not used to. Now, in some facilities, we understand that so most of them don't even have their own personal generators because there is 24-hour power supply in their facility. And last week we spoke about the value of submetering. We spoke about submetering system. We spoke about how you can, even if you have like a face me and face you apartment, how you can settle disputes by using the submetering system, a easy and free access tool that everybody can use in the facility and nobody has to complain for, I know they use light, they use light, they use light past me. All those kind of disputes will not be involved. So today, uh, on our property management series, we'll be talking about the importance of energy planning in residential communities. Now, let's look at the content of today's program. We'll be looking at the introduction to prepaidmeter.ng. We'll be introducing our guest speaker, who is also in our midst at the moment. We'll be looking at some interview sessions and which will be asking him some series of questions. I'll also be entertaining questions from the audience. Then we can also then close the remarks. So today's is more or less like an interview session, and also trying to kind to display or give us the level of importance that we need to focus on. So let me quickly do a brief introduction, and then I will introduce my speaker for today, and then we'll go into the deep down into the conversations for today. Now, we all know that, okay, let me just quickly do this. Today we'll be discussing a topic that is crucial for residential communities: the importance of energy planning. Before we dive into this course or this session, let me give you a brief overview of prepaidmeter.ng. We should not all forget that this program is sponsored by prepaidmeter.ng. It's a company out of Ibotech Limited. Prepaidmeter.ng is a product of Ibotech Limited and is designed to streamline meter management, token vending, payment collection, and billing for estate and communities. Our platform empowers property owners and occupants with convenient access to communal services while ensuring timely payment and hassle-free operations. We are a robust and also have a robust and affiliate program in which I believe some of our affiliate members are here at the moment, where participants can earn by promoting our products and services. Now, this is me trying to introduce to you our guest speaker for today. This person is somebody that has enough knowledge in terms of marketing, in terms of promoting, in terms of sales, because he's the head of marketing department at prepaidmeter.ng. The name of our guest speaker today is Mohamed BUBA. This man has an experience that spans across market analysis, campaign management, and customer engagement ensuring the brand's innovative solutions reach the right audience. Now, this audience that we are looking into are people that necessarily need our product. There's most of the time that when you have a product in the market, you actually don't know who you have to market to. They don't even know the planning, the procedure. And that is why we have brought Mr. Mohammed today to explain to us the in-depth of what every developer, every homeowner, every landlord or landlady out there should put into consideration before they start building. Some people do a lot of planning when they want to start their property. They call some quantity surveyor to come and give them a rough estimate of how much they'll be spending in their facility. But right here today, Mr. Mohammed Buba will be giving us full in-depth of what you should prepare for, what you should have in place for your property, your commercial settings, your residential settings. This thing can also play effect to it. But next week we'll be talking about the commercial section. But this week we are talking about the residential section. So Mohammed has been instrumental in the growth and the visibility of prepaid meter.ng. Now, before I move further into this course, I would like to quickly touch on one or two things on the topic before we continue, because I would like to give me a minute, please. Because in terms of planning, when we are talking about planning requires that you implement things that you are trying to implement things that is going to be beneficial for you and your residents in the future. Now, power management should go beyond, I just want to buy wire and cable and make sure that these switch are nice. Imported switch, imported original wires. No, it has gone beyond that. We need to also understand that there are some things or there are some situations in which, as a developer, you need to understand the essence, because energy planning is a critical aspect of managing residential community efficiently. It involves strategizing on how energy will be distributed, monitored, and paid for by residents. You can also streamline an effective energy planning not only to reduce cost, but to also enhance the sustainability and the reliability of energy supply in your facility. Today, our special guest will be also talking more on that. Now, without no further ado, I would like to introduce our special guest for today in the person of Mr. Mohammed Buba. Mr. Mohammed, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Mike. Really delighted to be here, and I'm looking forward to this episode of Property Management Series.
Yeah, yeah, thank you so much. As we are all looking towards this session with you as well, we understand that please, can you briefly tell us what you actually do in your words with prepaidmeter.ng?
Yeah, like you said, I'm the head of sales and marketing at prepaidmeter.ng, and my role is to actually help the company to gain more awareness for our products, gain new clients, explain our services to them, and then see how we can solve their energy needs. Because we understand that power management is something that is very crucial. In every community, estates, malls, and residences. Something that is very crucial. So I think it's our job to really make it very much easy for them to understand. And the importance as well, because it's very much important. To have submetering services in estates, plazas, and the rest. So yeah, so my job is to gain more awareness for the company and also make sure that they understand the concept very well. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. You are really doing a wonderful job, and I wish you all the best. However, before we continue into this interview session, I would like to also, ask you one or few questions so that our audience can understand what prepaidmeter.ng do. So, for example, let's say for a potential client, am I being heard? Okay, now. For example, let's say your potential client is here right now and he is planning to own an estate, or he owns an estate and wants to plan the energy. energy metering and vending tool, what would be the things that you would, what are the first key things that you think are crucial? I'm going to the interview sessions now. Tell us why energy planning is crucial for real estate developers when planning for residential communities. A client, a client wants to have an house with an estate with over 20 units or more. But for this interview, you're going to tell him what you think needs to be available in terms of energy planning.
Well, I think when we talk about energy planning, I think for me, the first thing that comes to mind, is energy benchmarking. Because for all the stakeholders involved, be the developers and the landlords and all, I think it's very important for you to know how much energy you are putting in the community. And energy in terms of the amount of kilowatt of electricity your community needs. And also, if for example you are also giving power to a serviced estates, you need to know, and maybe because of now that in the situation of Nigeria, there's no stable power, you have to supplement it with generator. You also need to know the type of generator that you need to get. I mean, you don't want a situation whereby you are getting a 5,000 kVA generator for a community that probably just needs 2,000 kVA of worth of electricity. So energy plan is very crucial, and then it's essential for residential communities because it ensures efficient energy distribution, reduces costs and enhances the overall living experiences for the residents. Also by planning ahead, communities can implement sustainable energy solutions and smart metering systems, which lead to long-term savings and improved energy management.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you. That was really deep. I really appreciate your answer. So, if I get it very well, you said that the basis of energy planning is, first of all, you need to know your energy benchmark. It means you have to know like
yes.
the amount of energy you're going to be pushing out and pushing into the facility. So, because I want to quickly ask this before we move on to the next question. Does the number of residents determine the amount of energy that you're putting into the facility, or it's the number of apartments that is in the facility? Which equation has more role or more effect on the energy benchmark?
Well, I think it's I think both of them, because if you're looking at the number of apartments, all those apartments are going to have electrical appliances, and also if the residents in the, even if you have, let's say, just 20, let's say for example you have 10 units in an estate, and those 10 units are occupied by, let's say, 100 residents, they are going to consume more energy because they'll be charging their phone, doing different things, so that means they are going to consume more energy. So I think it's a two-way thing. I mean, the number of units also matters, and also the amount of residents in the estate also matter, because it all boils down to who is going to use this energy, and of course it's people that are using energy. So the more people, the more energy is being consumed. So I think yeah, both the amount of units in an estate and also the amount of people residing in an estate, I think it goes a long way to determine the amount of energy that the community needs and the amount of energy that is being consumed.
Mm. Thank you so much for that session. Thank you so much for that. So, to the next question, without wasting much of our time, I would like to ask you, how can landlords and landladies effectively manage energy consumption in their properties? What measures do you think, like, how do you think they can plan for that?
I think first of all, the first thing that they need to know is they need to understand that, okay, the selection process. Let's say for example you want to provide energy for, let's say, a shopping mall. First of all you need to know how many units, and then also you need to know the type of meters that you need, because it's also very important that the users of this energy are accountable for what they are using. I don't want a situation whereby you are giving energy to a community and then people don't know what they are using. So that's why you need us at preparemeter.ng, because we have a system in place whereby each user can know exactly how much they are using. They can check their balance, they can vent for token, and they can do so many things. So it's also very important for the facility managers to know the type of meters are going to install. Although of course we have different types of meters, we have the single phase meters, we have the three phase smart energy meters, dual tariff, which can be used for both generator and grid power, which is NEPA as we call it. So and again, you also need professional installation, for that as well. And we at Prepare Meter Energy, we have very good technicians that can handle that. And yeah. So the first thing is to know how many units are involved, how many meters, and or the type of meters you're going to get. I think that's the first question that any facility manager or any developer needs to ask before going ahead to make any plan for installation of our metering services.
Mm. That's really nice. I appreciate that response. So in other words, you are telling us that when a landlord or a landlady, or let's say a real estate developer, are planning to start his own residential and they want to make plans for energy consumption in their properties, they can look at the preparedmeter.ng and then preparedmeter.ng will provide a solution to them. Is that accurate?
Yes, yes, yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Eric. I'm really impressed so far, and I hope everybody is taking note. Kindly make sure that if you have questions for Mr. Mohammed, kindly pen them down. We will have a session in which Mr. Mohammed will attend to your question. Now, moving on to the next question, Mr. Mohammed. What role does submitting energy play in energy management within residential communities? Last week we spoke about submetering system where we can have like a place. Let's say I use a face me and face you last week for an example, where we had where we have a typical example of a face me and face you with 10 rooms, and they have only one EKDC meter, disco meter, and which I also introduced a kind of submetering system in which each rooms will have their own meters, and we can now use that government meter to serve as the main meter that calculates what everybody in that facility is using. But a meter at the point of each person's room will signify what each person is using in that facility. Now, I want you to explain further, what role does that submission system, what role does it play in the energy management within residential communities?
Well, I think the benefits are enormous, and it's a two-way thing for both the tenants, shop owners. Also, we have office spaces as well, that make use of submitting services, and also it also go a long way for the facility manager as well. I mean, you won't want a situation whereby you be asked to, contribute money to pay, a scenario whereby you be asked to contribute money to pay. I mean, there's some mall, for example. Let me give you an example where some malls you are given single meters for each floor, and then people will now contribute money, to pay, for their consumption. I mean, let's take a scenario whereby in a floor now you have a boutique, a provision store, and a cold room. A cold room that uses many freezers, and not just any freezer, high capacity industrial freezers. Of course, there are some people that will not have any problem with that, especially this cold room operator. Because if you are telling everybody in that floor to pay the same amount of money, obviously the person that is using that cold room is going to consume more power. So you'll be very okay with the system. But of course, the boutique, the man or the woman who is probably just using only a light and the fan or AC, one horsepower AC, is going to have an issue with it. So with our submitting platform at preparedmeter.ng, it eliminates all that hassle. And because submitting allows for accurate measurements of each resident's energy use, ensuring fair billing and promoting energy conservation. I mean, because if you are using what you are paying for what you use, you don't want to waste what you are using. You understand? And it also provides insight into consumption pattern. Helping property managers identify inefficiencies and implement targeted energy saving measures. So it's very essential that communities, plazas and all have submetry system, because it enables them to be very accountable for what they use, and it also creates efficiency in energy management.
Mm. Thank you so much. One of the one, so in summary, what you are saying is that the installation process of submission system involves assessing the existing infrastructure. So, and it is important to ensure that the meters are compatible with. Okay, now, in terms of you were saying something about paying somebody paying higher or somebody paying lesser than each other. What kind
Yeah.
of system can you advise? Let's say, for example, we have residents in which they are all sharing bills on one utility. How would you advise the owner of that facility to implement with prepaid meter.ng?
First of all, if the facility, has, an MD meter, there's what called the MD meter, which is the maximum demand meter, that is issued by, the government, that is NEPA. That MD meter calculates what the whole facility is using. So when the NEPA man wants to come and collect bill or wants to give you a bill, I mean, at the end of the month, he's going to go straight to that MD meter and check the reading, and then you will know, okay, this is the amount of electricity you have consumed, and this is your bill. So it's now left for you as a facility manager to know, okay, how much each person used. Yes, I think it's very important to know how much each person used, so that you be able to collect the exact amount that person used. And the only way you can do that is through submetering. That's the only way you can do that. You can either use any of the either a single phase meter or three phase meter, depending on the kind of facility, to do that. So submetering actually helps you as a facility manager to be able to collect, bills that you end up, remitting to NEPA. And it also goes a long way as well. If you are also, servicing that facility as well, maybe you are using generator, you are buying diesel. I mean, you want to know how much each person is using, so that you can use that money to you collect that money and then use it to go and buy diesel to fuel your generator. So the only way you can do that is through submetering. And then at prepayment.ng, we have that facility for that. We have, can help you, we can guide you through all that process, with our technicians. We install these meters, and then the meters give you accurate reading of how much each and every person is using in that facility.
Okay, that's wonderful. All right, so I would also like to ask, we have been talking about prepaidmeter.ng, prepaidmeter.ng. Let's say, for instance, our people or one of our fans or the listeners out there or the audience are trying to see where prepaidmeter.ng has been, is a system that they are using currently. Can you just list like three estates or three places where they are using prepaidmeter.ng products and services at the moment?
Well, yeah, I want to give an example of Lagos because there's where we actually have more presence. We are also in a different part of the country as well. We have actually implemented our system in Port Harcourt, but in Lagos here, this is where we're actually more prominent. So I can mention a few estates like, I don't know, Daffodil Gardens, no, Daffodil Estates in Royal Pine. There's also HRC at VGC, and also we have a mall, a few malls as well. There's Muniru Plaza that is at Abraham Adesanya. That is Ogombo Road. They're using our system there, and it's very much effective. And there's no complaints so far. There's a high customer satisfaction from our consumers who are using our services. So yeah, we have so many estates that we're in Lagos presently, and anybody that wants to, you can actually, if you want to go to this estate, you can reach out to me or anybody here, and we can actually assist you to gain access into this estate to see for yourself how the system is being used. Yeah. So
Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed. Moving on to the next question. What are the key considerations for developers when integrating energy planning into their project?
um, first of all, I think developers should consider the energy needs of the community, and then the availability of sustainable energy sources and the infrastructure required for the energy distribution. I mean, there are some areas where you have, IPP. IPP stands for Independent Power Providers. These are private companies, licensed by NEC, of course, that is the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, that generate power and distribute it to targeted communities. They're not everywhere, but actually they are in some communities. So let's say, and they actually give out 24-hour power supply with probably a few hours downtime, in a month. There's some IPP that give out 24-hour power supply for almost all the days in the month. Maybe excluding maybe a day, or maybe where they'll just go off for like 2 or 3 hours. And that is for maintenance. And yeah, to check their system and everything. So if you're a developer, I think the first thing you need to do is to check around you, make inquiries to find out if there are IPPs available within that community that can be giving you 24-hour power supply. Or also, if you are getting power from the grid, you also need to know if you are that particular area is on band A or band B. I mean, if you're, for example, now you are in a community where there's access to band A, you won't want to go and spend huge amount of money to buy generators, or to to go to private IPPs, because band A power, is actually more, as the amount of hours is actually more. So it's very important that as a facility manager or a developer, you first of all look at the area you are in, find out if the IPP is available, look at the grid power available, and know if you can actually partner with them. That's the first thing to do. And then, of course, this IPPs, they actually have big solar farms. There are some IPP that are supplying, power to some companies using solar. While some are gas power generators. So, and after doing this, you now need to incorporate smart metering system that are able to manage, your energy. And then we have that platform here at Premier and Energy that can actually help you to manage your power. Look at how much you are using, and then you can, ensure optimal performance and cost saving.
Oh, thank you so much. And I really appreciate your questions and your sorry, the response to the questions so far. It has been so enlightening and it has been so informative. I just want to let you all know that for the previous sessions of people listening right now, the previous sessions of the property management series have been uploaded on our YouTube channel. Last week's episode will be uploaded today by 6 p.m. You're getting the link if you just go to our page and search for IOBOTech. You will find us on YouTube. Um, as well, Mr. Mohammed, speaking of prepaidmeter.ng, you are the head of marketing and sales, and I know that you sell meters. You also offer a free vending tool in form of an app that assists residents to recharge and get token for their power, and also facility managers or the facility owners to be able to be accountable for the money and transactions done in their facility for buying power. I believe I'm correct.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so we this that leads me to the next question, and the next question is focused on the app for the prepaidmeter.ng, because we have been hearing, or we noticed that there has been some announcements about the app update. So I would like you to share one feature of the new updated prepaidmeter.ng app that will benefit residential communities. So can you just please share us one of the updates, please?
Yeah, there are so many exciting features that we are expecting to come on board soon, very soon, on the prepaidmeter.ng app. And then, I don't know, there's, a very good feature that I think, many people will actually be excited about. I think there's one of them called the Up NEPA feature. Yeah, the Up NEPA feature. What it simply does is it tells you, when there's light in your community. So even if you are not at home, you're in the office or you are somewhere in the market, and then you check on your app, you find that there's light. You can actually, tell if there's light in your community. So, and then you can now use that information to do certain things. I mean, if for example you are in the office, and maybe your freezer has been off throughout the previous day, and then maybe you want to on it back, you're just waiting for NEPA to bring light, and then you now see on your NEPA app that they have brought light. I mean, you can quickly maybe disseminate the information to somebody that is around in your area to, oh, please help me to go on my fridge. Or if you leave your fridge on for a very long time, and then you see that they have brought light again, oh, please go and off that fridge for me. So there's so many things you can do with that particular notice. And also you have the feature also called the buy and sell. I think the buy and sell is a very interesting feature because I think it's going to help those who live in a gated community to actually have that convenience of buying and selling things within the community. So if you're in the community and estate, in an apartment, and let's say you have an old television that you want to sell, maybe you are buying a new television set, or you have a old loafer or a couch that you want to sell, you can simply put it up on the app, and fellow residents in that community will actually see it and actually transact with you on that. So yeah, and also we have other exciting feature like, but one particular exciting one also is the advanced reporting tool. It provides detailed energy usage reports, helping residents and property managers track consumption patterns, identify trends and make informed decisions about energy use. This feature enhances transparency and promotes energy efficiency within residential communities.
Mm. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure to have you in this
Yeah,
platform.
that's right.
So
The pleasure is mine. Thank you very much.
we are moving on into the. I'm looking forward to the app update, and I believe so many other people are looking forward to the app update. But before we continue and before we wrap this session up, we are now opening the floor for questions from the audience. If you have any question for Mr. Mohammed, or if you have any question for me, you can kindly ask us now so we can proceed. Is there any question? Kindly raise your hand so we can give you the audience to speak. Any questions, please? Uh, okay. All right. Miss Blossom Amara, you can unmute your mic. Good afternoon, Miss Blossom.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Fine.
Yep.
During the course of this meeting, you mentioned something about generator. You are not saying it like it's just about NEPA. You mentioned something about generator. So does prepaid meter engine also track that of generator in estates, for instance, when everybody is using it to know who is consuming more or what? I don't understand.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll allow Mr. Mohammed. Did you hear the question?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, please.
Um, yeah, yeah. Thank you for that question, Miss Blossom. Meter actually has meters that can track energy uses of generators. Yeah, if you're, for example, you are in a serviced estate where they actually give you both generator lights, and then because again, in Nigeria we don't have 24-hour power supply. Even the band A is not actually 24 hours per se, but it covers a lot of hours in a day. So they actually have some estate that actually give out both grid light, that is NEPA, and generator. So there are there we have a meter that can actually track both the NEPA usage and generator usage. So those are dual tariff meters. But also you also, even the our three-phase meters can also do that job as well, but you can use a blended tariff for that feature. That is, you calculate how much you are giving them in terms of generator power, and then how much is NEPA, and then you add it together and you give them a blended tariff. So they actually have some estates that are doing that already. So yeah, we have meters that actually do that.
Okay. So,
Okay. Thank you.
you're welcome.
I also have another question.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Since we are affiliates, aka referrals, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is in it for us?
Okay, as an affiliate of prepaidmeter.ng, I would like to take up that response. When you refer us to an estate or a residence or probably a community that subscribes to our services and products, on each meter we give you a 3,000 naira commission per meter. That is for the meters. And for the vending, let's say there's a facility already that has a vending, they have a vending system, they have it meters already, but they want to subscribe to prepaidmeter.ng meters, vending tool or vending platform to use our app to buy light, to use our app to monitor the facilities. there is a percentage at which we calculate and give to you, in which we calculate against the number of residents, or sorry, of occupants of the meter users, and against the number of the people in the facility. So we can give you as high as 100,000 and above. We can, as that's the minimum of where it comes from. So it depends on the number of people or users in the facility that will also increase that. But if they are coming from scratch and are buying meters from us, we get, at each meter we get 3,000 naira for the single phase, and the 3,000 naira for the three phase meters. But then once they are using the vending tool, you also get as high as maximum of 100,000 naira per connection for each resident.
Vending tool.
Yes.
Which one? I thought you were talking about app. Vending
Yes,
tool.
yes.
Please explain.
Okay, sorry. Let me explain that. Let's say we have a facility now, and they have 20 units, or a shopping complex that has 20 units, and they want to meter the complex. We have supplied them meters, but in order, after supplying meters, they will have to buy light, and the facility owner can manage that facility even using our app. The app that they are using is called the vending tool. It is a tool that is used to manage power in a facility. It means that you can buy power as a user, and the owner of the facility can see how much power you have bought for a particular time for free. So you can buy power, power, pay for service charge through that app, which is called a vending tool, which can be as prepaidmeter.ng. That is our app. So we are giving the app to our users for free. They can download it from Apple or Google Play Store. So it is for free. But when they are using it consistently and they are using it in that facility, there's also another incentive for that, for our affiliates. That's what I mean. I hope you understand now.
Okay. But you mentioned 100K if they are using our vending tool,
Yes.
Abi?
Yes.
100K for me, the affiliate.
Yes, for you, the affiliate. As
Does the
high
100K change or it is stamped like?
it can differ depending, like I said earlier, depending on the amount of users. We have some facilities that have like 5 users. We cannot, because of the
Mm,
amount, integrate, but we still work on something
mm,
and definitely make our
eh,
affiliates.
okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You know. So do we have any other question from the audience, please? If there are any other questions, can you raise your hand so we can proceed? However, if there are no questions, I would proceed. Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed, for today's session. You have been so informative in your response to our questions, and we appreciate your creative time. Okay, we
Thank you
have
very much.
Blossom is raising her hand again. Please, can you, Miss Blossom, please? Do you have another question?
So that means once the people are supplied with those meters,
Yes,
they also have that thing that tracks how much energy each occupant uses
yes,
at once.
yes. We give them.
So they are not ordering it separate.
No. It comes with a package. That's why we're giving out a free vending tool. We've already spoke about
Okay.
it before. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mrs. Blossom, again, and thank you, Mr. Mohammed. So, Mr. Mohammed, before we wrap up, I just want you to, take like 2 minutes to wrap up everything, try to talk to our affiliates that are here and to people that are listening to us at home in just a few closing brief. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think you've really assisted in answering the question that Blossom asked. And yeah, just to add to it, I mean, the word, vending tool and app, they are actually the same thing. It's just yeah, it does the words and everything, but it's actually the same thing. So normally, when an estate, gets prepaid meters, it's also important for them to have that app that tracks how much each user is using, how much is their balance. You don't want to buy, generate token. You can do everything on the app. So that is what we provide at prepaymeter.ng. So apart from the meters, we also provide that platform as well. So we have the all the is a total package from us. So you don't need to buy meters and then be looking for somewhere else to get a vending tool or an app. We have everything combined on our platform. So I think it's very important. And also in terms of the commission of the affiliates, I think Mr. Mike has already explained it. But again, depending on the size of the estate. If the estate is very big, bigger estate, of course, we can actually work out something that will make our affiliate marketers to smile, so because that's the whole essence of the whole thing. So just to encourage our affiliate marketers to actually put in more efforts in this. So yeah, I'm really glad to be here, and I don't know. I think I can also be coming here frequently if my Oga, Mr. Mike, will allow me. Is a good good session, and I think we've actually learned a lot. So yeah, I think I'm really happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed, and we are happy to have you. As don't worry, we'll give you another invite before this month runs over. I'm very definite that our next week's speaker is a female in the energy sector. She's a woman that has commanded so many things in the energy sector in terms of energy management. You guys should look out for next week's edition. And probably before the end of this month, we bring back Mr. Mohammed and some other speakers to speak on this program, property management series. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. If you want to reach out to us, here is our contact. That's our CEO's number. In case you have any business proposition for him, you can reach out to him. And then I am the business developer. My name is Michael, and you can reach out to me on this number. The customer care number is also available on the screen right there. So we appreciate everybody for joining this session. Oh, okay, Ms. Blossom, seems like you have another question for us. Please go ahead.
What if that estate already have prepaid meters from NEPA, the other ones that are not from you, and they now want to be able to track how much each person uses? You understand? Each occupant uses, or you? I hope you understand.
Yes, I do.
Can we just sell the vending tool to them only without selling prepaid meter?
Mm, yes, it is possible. Yes, it's actually possible. And that will be a very technical decision in which we have to visit the site to know where the connection in the facility. Because when it comes to NEPA prepaid meters, we have to also work closely with the NEPA officials to see how identity can be implemented in that facility. But yes, it is very, very possible. I believe I answered your question now.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So just in case you have any further questions, you can reach out to the CEO, you can reach out to me. My name is Michael, I'm the business developer. You can reach out to the customer care as well. They will be giving you more insight on this product and services from prepaidmeter.ng. And if you need any presentation you want to present, we can send in our team to support you. If you are going to present to anybody, we have a team on standby that will support you so that you can have a free flow of presentation. And that brings us to an end of this week's property management series. I am telling you that you should look forward to next week's edition, because that next week edition is going to be very, very, very interesting. We are bringing in a woman who is very, very conversant in the energy industry, and she's going to be talking more about the importance of energy planning in commercial places, in places like shopping malls, shopping complexes, plaza. You just build like 7 shops in front of your house, and then everybody's complaining about power and power this. How can you even solve that problem? These and more are what we'll be looking into next week. I hope I see you next week, and I hope you enjoyed this session. See you same time next week. Have a great day, and God bless you all. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye.